how's the last couple of weeks been? With no games, how have you how have you managed that time off?
No, I think it's been beneficial. Obviously, the start of the season, we had the old 13 games on the bounce, and it felt at points like you had no time to breathe, sort of thing. Boys picking up knocks, down to an even smaller group. It's been a chance for us to reset a little bit, refresh, but also get over some of the stuff we need to get done. Like Boothie just talked about, we had a couple of live training sessions to keep us on our toes, but at the same time it's been good to have a bit of time, just to reset, reprioritise and get ready for the games coming up.
Yeah, obviously big game this weekend, tough challenge. What are you expecting from Munster?
I think they'll bring a similar thing they have all season. Is that they've been scoring a lot of points. They're very physical side in the front line. They're going to probably look to bring a strong set piece game towards us, and that's an opportunity we're going to relish. We always look forward to the physical battle, but we're not just going to match them this weekend. We want to try and get on top of them up front. Obviously, they're a very good side, and that shows in some of the wins they've had recently. But we want to take the game right to them from the first minute.
Yeah, obviously there's been a lot of doom and gloom around Welsh rugby this season, but the Ospreys are sort of bucked that trend. What's working at the Ospreys? What's been the sort of, do you think not the secret, but what's been the secret behind sort of your success? What has Toby put in place to allow you guys to really sort of cause a few upsets by beating sides with perhaps a bit more resources than you've got?
Well, I think obviously it's my first year back here. I think this has probably been this squad in particular has been a few years in the making. It's full of young players. Similar players who, although still quite young, like 25, 26, have actually played a lot of senior rugby. Players like Kieran Williams, Morgan Morris, Keelan Giles. They've got a lot of experience for boys of that age, and I think combined with some of the exciting youngsters we've had coming through this year, like Morgan Morse, I think it's just come to that time now where it's been that right sort of combination of personnel and the way we've been trying to play. Everything's I think it's just been a matter of time, sort of thing. I think we're all pushing in the same direction, and I think a big part of it's just the togetherness of the group now. It's a pretty settled group. I know there's a few boys like myself who've come in, and then the Cheetahs boys, but outside of that, it's a group that knows, boys know each other really well, played together for a very long time. I think that's showing in our performances and results.
Yeah, and how obviously you moved back home from Cardiff in the summer. Happy with the move? Happy how things are going for yourself personally?
Yes, I've really enjoyed this year. It's good to be back at my home region. Playing with players I've played with since I was a kid. Like playing against Rhys Davis, Morgan Morris from when we were under 14s probably. But it's good to play with these boys again. Be back home and really enjoy my rugby, playing as much as I can.
And just finally from me, obviously you got into a couple of Wales squads. Appreciate it was under Wayne Pivac, but is that, I know you as a player you can only take one game at a time, but is that something that is the summer tour a target of yours? Because obviously you've been playing well at regional level, and perhaps some people would say you're the type of player that Wales needs in terms of strong ball carrier, physical presence. Is that summer tour something you're thinking about in the back of your mind?
I think it's probably something every Welsh player is thinking about at the moment. Every Welsh player wants to play for Wales. It's probably it's not something you could probably put my whole base all my targets on. My main focus at the moment has been playing for the Ospreys, because we've got such a competitive squad and playing every week here. But I think like Boothie said, I think my quality's pretty well known now, the type of player I am, what I bring, and I'm just trying to do that every week. And anything like that would just be a great bonus.
Great. Thanks for answering my question, and good luck for the weekend.
So, thank you very much.
Cheers.
Hi, James. Just a quick couple, really.
Right.
I mean, just you touched upon with Steph, really. Given what's happening in the Ospreys, you've stable coaching team. Lance Bradley's come in. You've had notable wins. You look as if you're building something. Is that the feeling within the squad?
Yeah, I think so. I think with the group we have at the moment, and like I said, we're all pulling in the same direction. We all just want to do the best we can for the Ospreys. We're playing against. We don't want to just be sucked into some of the negativity on Welsh rugby at the moment. We're trying to put that in the back of our minds and just focus on what we can achieve as a team. I don't think we undersell ourselves. We set each other targets, and we want to keep ourselves to high standards through the whole season, and we want to get to those playoffs.
Well, yeah, exactly. And it's interesting because Boothie just spoke about the underdog tactic, the underdog label, sorry, that you shouldn't be seen as that. I.e., you went to Benetton, probably should have won. Edinburgh, as well as the games you have won, you're right there in the mix.
Yeah, exactly. I think we want to be competing in every single game, regardless of the opposition. I think, there's probably a couple of games there, one-score games we might feel have gone against us a little bit, but then there's also games that we've won at the death through a bit of individual skill, like Dan Ed's kick against Ulster. We're competing in every game, and that's where we want it to be all season. And if we can keep competing like we are, then I don't see any reason why we can't get into those playoffs. Just
a final one on Munster. Munster is a strange one. About 15 years ago, Munster equalled Ireland, and I was speaking to some of the journalists before the Wales game, and I asked them, "Are you enjoying what's happening with Irish rugby?" He said, "Oh no, because there aren't enough Munster men in the Irish 15. It's an odd scenario, even though they are the current champions."
I know it's. I think it just speaks a lot about the standard of Irish rugby at the moment. Obviously, they're Six Nations champions for a reason, and I think obviously that's probably down to the success of their regions over the past few years. Munster are a very, very difficult side to play against. They've been good, and they're competing again this season after season. I think it's probably just down to the sheer amount of quality in Irish rugby that there aren't more of them in the Irish squad, because they definitely have the quality of player to be playing international rugby.